It's weird.
Karima's like dying in
Socializing. I'm so glad you asked that question. Well, while Karima composes herself, I will answer. That is a question that we are often asked. I don't know why it seems to be such a pressing question when the proof is in the pudding. You could look at my kids and see they're not being raised in a bubble, right? Even though I am sheltering them from some of the atrocities that are out there within the public system, I still tell them and I let them know exactly what's going on. All right, so for example, I remember reading this once and I found it was a fantastic analogy. If you have a plant, you would take that plant and you put it in a greenhouse because it's a young plant, it's a seedling. You wouldn't put it out in the ground, plant it and have it exposed to all the winds and the rains and everything, and the sun, because it can't handle it. Why is my child any less important than a seedling? My child is very, very important. So even though we do have them at home, they're not sheltered and clustered and quested and just protected from everything. They are aware. And in my particular case, where there's 6 of them, so our school is full, right? But apart from that, the group of ladies that I meet with every Friday, they all have different children, different ages and so forth. So my children are socialized not only on a Friday, of course during the week they have our neighbors and so forth. In fact, I live in the middle of a neighborhood in Diego Martin that's predominantly made up of retirees. Right? So right next door to me, there are 2 retired school principals. So can you imagine how I was looked upon when they first heard of this crazy idea of homeschooling? I have principals, I have teachers, I have all kinds of people living around me. Very few children. But socializing is not just about sitting down in a classroom and talking and playing and so forth.
I wanted to say that because
right?
it really
to that.
is.
Who is best to raising their kids and teaching them the proper moral values and skills that they're supposed to have?
You're helping defend Karima's point.
You know what I'm saying? Not a classroom of their peers. They're not socialized among their peers, their same age.
But I think that's because our norm has now become stay home and be on an iPad or whatnot. We're no longer playing in parks. And so because if we were like that, then we wouldn't have people asking the questions about homeschooling, because my child stands up in the bank and strikes up a conversation.
Mine as well.
She's in the back there and I'm guaranteeing you she's writing notes and talking and knows everybody's name by the time we leave. Wherever she is, she's socializing.
That's right.
Because we are not forming into what this new norm is that you go to school and this is really the only place you meet people. Because when we come home, we shut our door.
Not learned in a classroom.
We shut our door and we go behind the iPad.
That is not life anyway. In a classroom, sitting down. When you go out to work, you're going to meet people of different ages, different stages. You're going to have to interact and interface with people. The gas station attendant, the cashier at Massey stores, or wherever you go to do your shopping. That's where you build relationships. That's where you interact and stuff. Not in a classroom sitting down for 6 hours a day.
And I will take it further to say I've been reading, so there's research, and of course, the cynic will tell you, well, there's research on everything.
Yes.
And they can justify anything. Maybe so. But there is research surfacing now that says that children don't socialize in a school setting in the classroom because they're sitting behind desks and being told to shut up and do what they have to do. When they socialize is at break time, lunchtime, and maybe before and after school. And so it's a myth.
But even in that situation, I mean, I'm a big advocate for free play because I coach 3 to 7 year olds. And I remember being a PE teacher in, a private public school, and the principal having an issue with the amount of free play that I offer. And I had to say to her, so listen, free play is an integral part of children learning. That is the time that you see children blossoming. It's the time that their creative juices flow. They need to come together and they need to learn to work things out. Mud pies and using the skipping rope for something other than skipping. And you see children really blossom and grow during free play. So even lunchtime, when there are 1,001 people saying, don't do this, don't do that. Don't use the ball for that, use the ball for this is what it's for. How much are they really socializing?
Point.
Very true.
Yeah.
I mean, you will know that you guys don't socialize on the field, you'll socialize on the party after the game.
Drinking beers.
You don't, on the field it's like war.
Exactly.
What I mean? So, but after the game, before the match.
Free play after.
That is